Money.
I am your mortgage expert, but I'm a host of the Money Hour, so I like to share anything that has to do with your money to help you have a strong financial plan and be successful. So today I want to bring in estate planning tips. Some people ask, why estate planning? The answer is simple. Avoid probate, reduce estate taxes, avoid a mess, protect your beneficiaries, and protect your assets. I feel estate planning may be one of the most important topics when it comes to your money, and sometimes the most important things we want to procrastinate and put on the back burner, but I think it's important in this arena that you, in this area, that you do not do that. So let's break it down on some tips here. Let's talk about wills. Everyone wants to control the disposition of their assets upon death so that they can go to the right people or charities. Planning is important for this. The plan doesn't have to be complicated, but it's important to have one in place to leave your assets to people or charities that are important to you. What about long-term care planning? Most of us are concerned about the possible future need for long-term medical care as we grow older. Perhaps a parent or other member of your family is facing potential long-term care already, and it's important to consult with an experienced elder law attorney to prepare a plan to provide for your needs and long-term care arrangements. And at the same time, exploring what can possibly be done to protect assets and enable qualification for Medicare. Do you have minor children? We should all have a plan to provide for our minor children if a tragedy or an accident should take place with you as a parent. Most importantly, we want to designate one or more individuals who would be appointed to guardian to provide for the physical needs and for your minor children. But it's also important to designate an individual who would be the manager or manage the financial resources of the minor children in a trust that could be used to provide all their expenses, including education and medical cost. Revocable living trust. Many people are interested in the use of revocable living trust as means to avoid probate after death. This is particularly a concern if a person owns real estate in more than one state, because it's very likely that multiple probates will be needed in this case. So you should consult with an experienced estate planning attorney to determine whether it would be appropriate or helpful to use a revocable living trust as a principal estate planning vehicle. Now, estate taxes. If the total value of the estate is greater than $2 million, then it's possible that your family will have to pay an estate tax to state of Washington. The amount of the tax would be at least 10% of the value of the estate over $2 million individual exemption. If the total value of the estate is greater than $5 million, the federal estate tax would add a tax of 35% of the value of the amount. Now, there are strategies by which these tax obligations can be minimized in some cases, or in some cases eliminated. So you just want to get advice on that. Now, who can the financial decision making, who's going to have the financial decision making? One of the great estate planning myths is that a spouse has an automatic authority to make financial decisions on behalf of the other spouse. In some cases, like assets held in joint tenancy, and the other spouse may have authority, but there are many types of financial decisions that can't be made by the other spouse without the proper durable general power of attorney. So you need to get the necessary documents prepared to solve this problem. Are you a parent or a grandparent? You may already have the estate planning documents in order, but you can also help your children prepare theirs. So what's for a great birthday gift to offer and help your children get their legal estate planning documents in order? Now, you should be concerned about health care. Most of us don't want to be financially burdened by our families. And if we're suffering from health problems where there's no realistic hope of recovery, in this case, it's important to have someone properly designed as an agent to make the healthcare decisions under the medical power of attorney. It's also important to have a proper healthcare directive to provide instructions to your physician about terminating artificial life support care, and experienced estate plan attorney can prepare the necessary documents to solve these problems. Probate's the last one I want to go over. There are some cases in which probate is necessary and can be very helpful. However, in other cases, it's possible to avoid probate, and you would want to do so. So, again, needing an expert, experienced estate planning attorney to determine whether probate would be helpful to accomplish your goals or if the steps can be taken to avoid probate. Again, a big disclosure to you. My expertise is mortgage. That's what I do as my full-time profession. But as your host here for the Money Hour, I think it's important to go over everything that has to do with your finances. Again, my goal is to make sure that you're financially successful in every area regarding your finances. I have experts that represent all other arenas outside of mortgage, which is mine. And again, I encourage for you to call into the show or reach out to my website. You can search any topic that you want. And most likely over the 5 years that I've had my show, I've had an expert talk in that area. And I can definitely connect you with the expert that you need. That's what I'm here for. Coming up next on the Money Hour, interested in purchasing real estate, Sandy, Tampa with Windermere Bellevue Commons right here on 1150 AM KKNW after the short break.